The life of God and the tale of Mount Sinai, the tablets of the law before time marked its first beat or space took form. The universe was a vast ocean of infinity, silent as a psalm waiting to be sung by an eternal heart. Darkness embraced all, deep as a velvet abyss, concealing dreams of life in the arms of nothingness. Amid this boundless void, God reigned, the supreme creator, his heart a blazing fire of love, radiant as 1,000 suns, his light a beacon illuminating the eternal. God was not merely the source of existence, he was the breath of love, the yearning to weave a world from the clay of infinity, where each spark of light was an everlasting promise. Within his heart, a tidal wave of emotion surged, fierce as a river breaking through stone, not from lack, but from a love so immense it longed to flow into every corner of a slumbering cosmos. And so, in a moment beyond all words, God began his greatest work, crafting a world where his love would resound like an unending hymn. God gazed upon the chaotic void, where earth, water, and air swirled in a formless dance, like a canvas awaiting its first stroke. He smiled, his smile radiant as the first dawn, and light erupted, a sacred flame banishing the eternal night. "Let there be light," he declared, his voice echoing like a symphony, stirring the cosmos with awe and reverence. The light poured forth like molten gold threading through the void. Weaving shimmering spirals that danced as the first stars, it did not merely illuminate. It sang, a melody of Genesis, pulsing like the heartbeat of creation. This light was the origin of all beauty, the ember of God's love, marking the universe's awakening. Yet the light, though radiant, yearned for a realm to embrace its splendor. God stretched out his hands, gentle as the first breeze, yet mighty as the roots of eternity. From his will, the heavens were born, gleaming like a vast sapphire adorned with stars like diamonds. The heavens were no mere dome. They were a living masterpiece, where clouds glided like dreams woven from silk, their edges gilded by dawn's glow. Sun rays pierced through, like fiery arrows from God's heart, warming the cosmos with their tender embrace. He named the heavens Celestine, a sanctuary where his light could dance and life could soar. The first winds swept through, carrying God's breath, soft as a lover's whisper, yet powerful as an eternal decree. Each breeze told a story of God's love and the wonders yet to unfold. Beneath this radiant sky, God turned his gaze to the earth, a formless swirl where water and land mingled in dreamlike ambiguity. He kneaded the clay, his hands tender as a mother's caress, yet steadfast as mountains anchored in time. From the clay, he parted land from water, sculpting like an artist shaping a sacred vision. Mountains rose, proud as stone giants guarding eternity's secrets, their peaks glistening as if dusted with divine gold. Rivers flowed, silver veins pulsing with life, nourishing the earth with purity and grace. Green meadows unfurled, soft as a woven shawl, inviting all creatures to rest in their embrace. Valleys carved deep, plains stretched boundless, and cliffs stood tall, bold strokes in God's canvas of love. He beheld his creation, and his heart swelled with joy, a hymn echoing through the stars. Yet God knew the earth was not complete. It longed for life, for beings to breathe vitality into this divine tapestry. He touched the clay, and from its humble grains, trees sprouted, their branches reaching skyward, as if to embrace the heavens. Their leaves swayed, singing to the rhythm of the first light, a chorus of whispers in the breeze. Forests bloomed, their emerald canopies a haven for wind and light, like jewels in God's crown. Flowers burst forth, each petal a radiant smile from God, painted in hues of sunrise and twilight, glowing with his love. Ancient trees, their boughs wide as welcoming arms, stood as chroniclers, preserving the memory of creation's dawn. God surveyed the forests and meadows, knowing they yearned for creatures to animate this world. He summoned the first creatures into being. From the clay, beasts great and small emerged, each bearing a spark of his divine light. A deer glided across meadows, its eyes gleaming like morning dew, reflecting God's tender love. An elephant lumbered forth, its steps trembling the earth, a monument of strength and endurance, its hide like clay fired in God's kill. In the skies birds soared, their wings tracing graceful arcs across the azure expanse, like strokes of divine artistry. Beneath the oceans fish darted, their scales glinting like living gems, mirroring the light of creation. Each creature was a masterpiece, infused with God's breath. They did not merely live, they told the story of His love, of the first light that kindled the universe. The roar of beasts, the trill of birds, and the murmur of rivers blended into a symphony of life, resounding across the earth. But in God's heart, a deeper longing stirred, a flame of love yet to be fulfilled. He yearned for a people not only to live, but to walk in His light, to carry His love and truth to every corner of the world. And so, God chose a man named Moses, a humble yet steadfast soul, to lead the people of Israel through the harsh desert to the foot of Mount Sinai, where He would forge an eternal covenant. Moses, once a shepherd in the wilderness, raised in Egypt's palaces but bearing the pain of his enslaved people in his heart, was called by God. From a burning bush, its flames blazing yet unconsumed, like God's undying love, he spoke. "Moses, lead my people out of bondage," God commanded, His voice thundering like a storm, yet tender as a father's comfort. Moses, trembling before the divine call, answered, his heart ignited with the fire of faith, like a torch to light the path ahead. Moses embarked, guiding Israel through mighty wonders. The Red Sea parted before his staff, waters rising like walls to grant passage from slavery. A pillar of cloud led by day, a banner of light, and a pillar of fire by night, a beacon of God's unwavering love. When the people thirsted in the desert, God drew water from stone, like a river of life flowing from barren clay. Manna fell from heaven, like crystallized light, nourishing them with His love. Through each trial, Moses learned to trust God, his heart aligning with the pulse of divine light. Their journey brought them to the foot of Mount Sinai, a towering presence in the desert, like a stone giant guarding eternity's secrets. Its peak was veiled in clouds, shimmering with a light, as if bathed in God's fire. Thunder roared, lightning flashed, as if the universe sang a hymn of covenant. The people stood below, hearts trembling with awe, yet alive with hope, like grass awaiting rain in the desert. God called Moses to the summit, and he ascended, his bare feet touching scorching stone, his heart pounding before the Creator's presence. Each step was a prayer, each breath a hymn of praise to God's love. On Sinai's peak, clouds enveloped him, thunder echoed like a cosmic chorus. And God bestowed 2 stone tablets, inscribed with the 10 Commandments' words of fire etched into eternal stone. "This is my covenant with your people," God declared, his voice like wind sweeping through mountains, profound and everlasting. "These words will guide them that they may live in my love and truth." Each commandment was a beacon to light their path. Love me above all else, the first flame, reminding the people that God's love was the source of all life. Do not worship other gods, to shield their hearts from shadows that lead astray, keeping them in His light. Keep the Sabbath holy, to teach that rest is a sacred gift, a time to commune with God, to hear the universe's heartbeat. Honor your father and mother, that family love might mirror God's eternal care. Do not kill, do not steal, do not lie, that their lives might be a hymn of truth, compassion, and justice. Do not covet, do not envy, to keep their hearts turned toward light, unclouded by the darkness of desire. Moses held the tablets, feeling their weight not just in his hands but in his soul. As if God's light rested within the stone, knelt, tears streaming down, not from fear, but from awe, at God's boundless love, love carved into stone to guide a nation through generations. But as Moses descended, his face radiant with the light of God's presence, he faced a heart-wrenching truth. The people, in their weakness and doubt, had crafted a golden calf, turning from God. As if the light of Sinai had been dimmed by their faithlessness, they danced around an idol, their hearts forgetting the fire that kindled the universe. Moses' heart broke, yet his faith did not waver. In anguish, he shattered the first tablets, as if the clay of the covenant had been broken by human frailty. But Moses did not abandon hope. He knelt before God, pleading for forgiveness for his people, his heart like a desert wind, carrying prayers to the heavens. God, with infinite love, heard him. He commanded new tablets to be carved, a second chance for Israel, like clay reshaped in his hands. Moses ascended Sinai again, and once more God inscribed the words of fire, the guiding light of his covenant. Moses led Israel onward through the desert, carrying the tablets like a torch illuminating their path. The desert was harsh, its scorching winds and endless days of hunger testing their faith. At times, the people grumbled, doubting like fragile grass bending before a sandstorm. But Moses, steadfast in heart, reminded them of the fire on Sinai, of the burning bush, the parted sea, and the manna from heaven, rekindling their hope. The tablets were not mere laws. They were a promise, a map to a life filled with love, justice, and meaning. Each commandment was a beat of God's heart, a reminder that he was ever present, even in their darkest days. From Mount Sinai, the light of the covenant spread, like sun rays piercing desert clouds, illuminating Israel's path. Though they stumbled, they learned to live by the words carved in stone, building communities where love and truth were the foundation. The tablets were not just stone. They were a guiding flame, a light reminding them that God was near, even when they strayed. The tale of Mount Sinai and the tablets of the law is a hymn of love, forgiveness, and an eternal covenant between God and humanity. Moses, with his humble heart and unwavering faith, became a bearer of light, leading his people through the desert toward a promised land, where God's love would bloom like fields under sunlight. Yet this story does not belong to Israel alone. It echoes through time, reaching every heart seeking light in the darkness. The tablets of the law, though carved millennia ago, remain alive today. They remind us of love, truth, honor, and compassion beacons, lighting our path through life's deserts. Consider our modern world, where we face new wildernesses, division, greed, and the pain of injustice. The desert winds of our era conflict, inequality, and doubt may lead us astray. As Israel once wandered before the golden calf, but the light of Sinai endures. Each time we choose love over hatred, truth over deceit, humility over pride, we live by God's covenant, become bearers of light, like Moses, guiding the world closer to love and justice. In moments of stillness, standing beneath a starlit sky, feeling the desert breeze, or hearing waves crash against the shore, we sense God's breath. He is there in the sun's radiance, the rain's gentle touch, in every beating heart. The tale of Mount Sinai is not a relic of the past. It is a call to live with faith, love, and responsibility, to carry the light of the covenant to every corner of life. The heavens and earth, eternal witnesses, sing of God's love. From the first light to the fire on Sinai, they remind us that, though we may wander in life's deserts, the light of the covenant, the light of love and truths, ever ready to guide us home. The journey of God in Mount Sinai is an unending hymn. From the first light kindling the universe to the stone tablets inscribed with his words, from the burning bush to the eternal covenant, each moment is a stroke of divine love. God carved the commandments not just to guide, but to show that his love is a flame that never fades, a light piercing every shadow. Within each of us burns a spark of that light, a breath of his divine love. Let us live to honor that light, to build a world where love, justice, and truth reign. Let our hearts blaze like the fire on Mount Sinai, becoming masterpieces of love, hope, and faith. If the tale of Mount Sinai and the tablets of the law has touched your soul, join us on the footprints of the priest channel. There you will find stories that inspire, lessons that deepen, and journeys that explore life's meaning and faith. Subscribe to stay woven into tales that illuminate the light and love in our world. Together, we can carry forward the journey of love, spreading light and hope to every corner of existence. The story of Mount Sinai, like an eternal flame of love, will burn on, guiding us through all ages, from the universe's dawn to the days yet to come.